We are on to day 3 of the at-home workout for seniors. This one today, you're going to start with a warm-up. It's going to be 4 different exercises, and you'll do 10 seconds or 10 repetitions of each exercise 2 times, beginning with a 10-second assisted low squat hold. So for this one, I want you to hold on to something sturdy. Hold on to your table or your chair or your bench, and then you're going to go down as low as you can into a squat. If you can go down here, that is awesome. And if you can't quite make it there, then just work. You're going to go down as low as you can, and you'll hold it for 10 seconds. But just make sure with your squatting that you're able to keep a good position. A good position means that your butt comes back and your knees come back and stay out. You don't want to come forward, and you shouldn't have your heel come off the ground when you're doing your squatting motion. It shouldn't hurt your back. So just ease your way into the squats. Okay, the second thing is going to be a high knee march, and you're going to do 10 of these each leg. You're just going to drive your knee up, marching in place. And every time I step, what I want to think about doing is flexing the butt of my leg. What people tend to do when they lift their knee is round their back. So try not to round your back. Instead, try to use your butt, and we're really trying to strengthen your butt for these high knee steps. The third one, you're going to do a 10-second split stance or lunge position hold. So I talked about this a little bit in the second. Day 2, we worked on this a little bit. We'll come to it again. You're going to go splitting your stance. You're going to have your front foot forward. The whole foot is on the ground. Your back foot, you want your heel up, and your toes are going to be pointing forward. Get a little bit of width in your stance, not too narrow here. Bring your feet to get some width. And then from there, you're going to try to drop in a little bit. Now, I want this to feel good for your knee, not bad. So I want you to keep your shoulders forward a little bit and keep your butt back a little bit. And just try to get yourself in a position so you feel it back here as much or more than you feel it right around your knee. So you just hold that set position for 10 seconds each side. Now the third one is going to be a 10-second overhead reach. So all you do here is from a standing position, flex your legs, flex your quads, and then you're just going to press your arms straight overhead. And this is where you want to end up, totally straight. So if you've had a shoulder injury at any point and your shoulders are achy, then we're going to have to work on it little by little, but you're trying to really flex yourself up and get as high as you can going overhead. And one thing that helps is to think about, you're not going to be shrugging you don't want to shrug your shoulders when you lift up. You actually want to try to keep your shoulders down, back and down. So see if you can lift your arms straight up while keeping your shoulder blades together. It really feels kind of weird and it's tough to do, but that's the most stable position for your shoulder. Okay, let's go into the strength exercises next, and we're going to do 5 of them, 3 rounds, 6 repetitions for each one. So the first one is going to be a seat squat. And we did this in the day 1 workout, and we're going to do it again. This is a really important motion that we ought to be able to do well. So we've got to practice it. Set your feet slightly wider than your hips. Your whole foot is down on the ground. And then I'm going to go down. I'm going to reach my butt back. My knees stay back and outside of my feet. And then I'll tap my butt down and sit down on the bench. And then I'll come back up. When we talk about the height, I want you to go, I want this to be something that's not painful and not dangerous. So starting with a higher level that you're sitting to, start higher and then work your way lower, and maybe you'll even eventually be able to do it without the bench at all and work your way up to that. The second one is going to be a wall overhead press. So for this one, what I want to do is I want to go against the wall and I want to try to pinch my shoulder blades together. Keep my butt against the wall and my heels against the wall. And then I'm going to try to keep my arms touching the wall as I go straight up, and then pulling it back down, press it straight down. Now, if you can do that, that's awesome. That's great mobility overhead. So if you're able to do it, then continually try to push your arms against the wall as you're rising them up and down. And if you're not yet able to get your arms even back to start in that position, we'll keep working on it. Just really flex in there and go through the motion as much as you can. The third one is going to be some Russian twists. So starting from the most basic version of this, I can go from a seated position and kind of have my feet out like this, and then I'm just going to reach and touch from one side of my bench to the other. Now they call this a Russian twist, but the way I actually want you to do it is to try to keep your shoulders totally square and actually reach with your arms from side to side. And by trying to stay square like this, you'll really have to work your abs. Now if you can come down to the ground, you can try it this way, just touching from side to side here. And then the most advanced version, if you can go from you're balancing on your butt and keeping your legs together and touching from side to side there, that is the ultimate level there. So you'll do 6 of those each side, 6 touches. The fourth one is going to be some leg kickbacks. So I can hold on to a chair or the wall in front of me here to start these. And what I want to do is first flex my butt to kick my leg up, and then I'm going to what I'm going to do is kick my leg straight back. I'm going to flex my butt as I flex my butt to raise my leg up and down like this. Try to activate your butt. The last one is a lateral step over, and you do 6 of these each side. So I'll step over this box, but this is pretty high and pretty wide. So I would probably want to pick, I can even just do that, like step over this band or any little object. But I'm just stepping over. And this is just like the 3-step. I think we did this movement in day 2. Well, this is more of a 2-step. 1, 2, 1, 2. Getting up and over some object. 6 touches each side. Now, what I would recommend that you do at the end of your workout is a little bit of a self-massage. And if you've ever seen one of these foam rollers, you may have seen them longer and black. These are a way for you to do a self-massage, and I would highly recommend picking up one of these. Alternatively, you can get just like a little ball, like a softball, and you can do some of these stretches with some sort of ball, just the same. So the idea here is I can use my roller and I'll be massaging out my muscles. Your muscles get really tight over time, and one of the ways to really break up that tightness is to manually go in there and knead your muscles out. And that's what we're doing right here. So I'm sitting on this thing and I'm just rolling from side to side. But honestly, this is a little bit tricky if I'm doing this on the ground. It's a workout too for your arms, because you have to kind of balance your body. And there's a little bit of a learning curve to learning how to use this foam roller. But just know that the general idea is to massage out all your muscles. So I can come to my front side like this, and I'll roll my leg. I'm rolling my whole leg. I go from my knee up to my hip. The other area that you might want to do is your upper back. So I can set this thing right at the middle of my shoulder blades, and then just let it open you up like this. This feels really good. And then I can roll just like this, so it's on my back and I'm rolling out my back muscles. Another way you can do this is, I just happen to find this spoon, and anything like this will work. You can actually use your ball the same way, and even better, just use your thumbs to massage out your leg. But I'm telling you, if you're sore anywhere in your body, especially like in your hips and your legs and your back, anything that you can reach. If you can massage that out, this is the way to do it. My chest is a little sore right now, and I'm just getting in there with my fingers and kneading out my muscle tissue a little bit. I can use this spoon and press it on my quads. I kind of dig it in there, and so my quads are sore. I can go in like this and massage out like that. So it's highly recommended. More on that to come.